Many people think that the Torah is a history book. It's the history of the Jewish people. But the Torah is no history book. The Torah is Hashem, God's instruction manual for our lives. It was written by God, which means to say that every single letter, every single message is timeless. That although it was written down 3,300 years ago, it's a message that applies to my life today, because God's outside of time. And He knew that you, wherever you are in the world, are going to need these messages thousands of years later. So they all apply. So when we read these stories, we're not reading about a once upon a time, here's what happened back then, but a lesson that applies practically to your life today. And I want to focus in on one of them. It's the story of the Jewish people going down to Egypt. And everybody focuses in on, we went down to Egypt, we were slaves, we came out. But there's one fine point just before we go down, where the Almighty turns to Yaakov, to Jacob, and He says, Al tira meirda Mitzrayim. Don't be afraid to go down to Egypt. And the next pasuk says, Anochi ered imcha. I'm going to go down with you. Va'anochi alcha gam ala. And I am going to take you out. Every single person experiences going down to Egypt at some point in their lives. We all experience a very dark time. Maybe it was a time where you faced a major obstacle, something in marriage, something with your kids, something with friends, something with work, and you went into a deep depression. That was your Mitzrayim at the time. Maybe it's something you struggle with on a day-to-day basis. Maybe it's something you're struggling with right now. Everybody has their time when they go into their Mitzrayim, this dark time. But one of the most challenging parts of facing obstacles is thinking that we're facing it alone. We all have to truck through those difficult times. We have to push our way through. But when we know we're not alone, it makes it so much easier to persevere. God's saying, you're about to go down into Egypt. It's going to be scary. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult. But I want you to know one thing. Al tira, don't be afraid. Anochi ered imcha. I'm going down with you. It's a message that applies to every single one of our lives today. Sometimes I'm walking with my kids and they get scared and they want to hold my hand. Why do they want to hold my hand? Did it take away what was scary? The challenge is still there. The threat is still out there, that big loud noise, the scary thunder. But when they're holding my hand, they know they're not alone. This is the message for every single one of us. Whatever challenge you're facing in life, to know, Anochi ered imcha, that the Almighty says, I'm going down with you. I'm with you. Imo anochi betzara. I'm with you in your pain. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, the Torah is our instruction manual for life. It is not a history book. And the message here for our lives is to know that no matter what you're struggling with, the Almighty is there with you and you're never alone.